Hey guys, I'm David with Dance On, and I'm giving you your very first recap of Breaking Point on CW. This is a new show that revolves around Ballet West, a ballet company in Salt Lake City, and they basically invited cameras in for 6 weeks to sort of capture all of the backstage drama that ensues in a ballet company. So it should be pretty exciting. In this first episode, we jump right into the drama. This is the week that the company members are notified whether they're going to stay with the company, whether they're going to be promoted to a higher level, or whether they're going to have to leave and re-audition for other companies. The show focuses on 7 main dancers in the company. Beck Ann is basically, in my opinion, the star of the show. She's 19, and although she's only been in the company for a year, she says she's already playing dream roles, and she's a beautiful dancer. Beyond Beck Ann, there are some sort of confusing relationships within the cast, so just bear with me and try not to get too confused. Ronald, who is 19, and Rex, who's 24, are brothers. Ronald is dating Katie, who's 23, and their relationship is wonderful. Rex is madly in love with Allison, who's 28, but she wants to choose her career over love, so she sort of is rejecting him. Ronnie, who's 30 years old, is the company's token blonde dude. He's obsessed with motorcycles and guys stuff. And lastly, we have Christiana, who is Ballet West's prima ballerina principal dancer. She's 32, and she is obsessed with being perfect, a la Natalie Portman in Black Swan, sort of. We start off with a scene of the dancers sitting in the classroom, sort of talking about the contracts and how they're all nervous, and Christiana, of course, sets herself immediately above everyone, telling them that in order to get kicked out of the company, she would have to have a 2 years notice, so she knows that she's clear. Shortly after that, we meet Adam, who's the artistic director of Ballet West, and he sort of has control over the whole company, over which contracts, who stays, who goes, who gets promoted. As we're being introduced to Adam, we see Beck Ann dance for him, and she is gorgeous. Christiana talks about how she feels some competitive vibes from her, and I would too. And then we get to our first social scene. In this scene, Katie and Ronald are discussing their contract, and I don't know if this was scripted or if they just feel really uncomfortable on camera, but there is something very, very awkward. But of course, then we get back to the through line of the episode, which is the envelopes and contracts. Christiana, of course, gets her contract renewed, which we all knew, but Allison gets demi-soloist again. She's very frustrated that there are people her age that are getting principal dancer slots, and she is still a demi-soloist. Next, Ronald and Rex walk into a dance studio alone with their envelopes. They both open up their envelopes, and Ronald ends up getting a spot in the company, which is what he hoped for, and Rex gets a spot as a demi-soloist, which is also good. Then they're joined by Ronnie, who, in case you forgot, is the motorcycle guy at the beginning. He's not involved in any of the company drama, so it's easy to forget about him. But he opens up his envelope, and he gets a first soloist position, which he's a little pissed off about. He thinks that he should just be a principal dancer. Beck Ann then opens her envelope, and she finds out she has to go into a meeting with Adam. And so does Katie. Beck Ann goes into the meeting first, and Adam offers her a demi-soloist spot for next year, which is a big deal because she's 19, and that's like crazy. Sadly, Katie's meeting doesn't go as well, and he tells her that she's going to have to leave the company. Katie comes out of the room just sobbing, and then they cut to a shot of Katie alone in a theater of red seats crying. And then you hear a voice say, "Hey," and then Ronald walks down the aisle and joins her, and then sad music starts playing, and at this point I'm just like, are you kidding me? Really? I mean, it's just so obviously staged. This whole segment, needless to say, was a little bit too reality TV for me, and of course the show responded by saying, "What? Reality TV? Oh, no. We're gonna give you full-blown Jersey Shore and have a clubbing scene with the entire ballet company." At the club, Rex and Allison have a little sit-down drama scene where Rex drunkenly tells her that he loves her and Allison says that he's crazy. Allison, in the middle of rehearsal, tells Beck Ann that her feet are fat. And so Allison is like on a full-out bitch mode because she's super angry that she's now a demi-soloist with a 19-year-old girl. Katie decides that she's going to fly out to Idaho for a weekend to audition for ballet companies there, and Ronald has to help her move, and then there's a shot of them, and the snow is falling down gracefully, and he kisses her goodbye at the taxi, and the music swells, and it's all very dramatic and cheesy. To wrap things up, Ronald has a final touching quote, which I'll read for you now. "We're supposed to do what we're supposed to do, you know? Ballet, life, wake up." It's inspiring. Okay, so clearly I'm making fun of the show a little bit. It is really, really cheesy, but it is fun drama. I do wish that they would focus a little bit more on the dancing, to be honest, because for the few small clips that I saw, they look so amazing, and I just want to watch them dance. But it should be fun drama, and I'm excited to see what happens next. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching my recap, and I will see you later. All right, bye.